What is up, guys? A different spawn point today. We're in a different street, aren't we? Well, not different. We often do come this way when we do walk to the gym, but we don't often spawn in here. But here we are. Got a road to cross here. The car is preventing me from crossing, but I can just get around the back. Cool. But yeah, hope you guys are all having a splendid day. It's not too bad here, as you can tell. I'm wearing a hoodie. It's not the warmest. It's a little bit sunny, you know. You can see I'm squinting a little bit. The sun is out, but a little bit cool. Bit breezy, but it's okay, can't complain. There's no rain, that's the main thing. It is leg day though, so I do have right to complain. I was thinking, you know, I do legs twice a week. Should I do 2 different leg days? One hamstring focused, one quad focused. Perhaps that will be a good change to implement. For now, we'll continue with what we're doing. Just the usual leg press, leg extensions, hamstring curls twice a week. Don't forget calf raises. I don't often film those because they're a bit basic, but maybe in future. But no, it is a bit of a strange time for me in terms of content mainly. I'm at a point where I've come to the realization that what I'm doing here is not unique whatsoever. And I'd like to think of myself as quite a creative person with a pretty vivid imagination, you know, pretty wild imagination sometimes. And what I'm doing here in terms of content is no different really to what anyone could or does do. You know, there's thousands of me's in the world. I'm not differentiating myself in any way, shape or form. So it has led to a few light bulb moments. I'm hypocritically, I am just here today filming the same old 100-day bulk leg day. But, you know, there is some new things on the horizon, some non-gym related actually. But, pardon me, in terms of the gym content on this channel, what you guys are here for, what can you expect going forward? More fun kind of things, more short. I mean, like this here, I'm filming for like 10, 15 minutes in one go. That's not really how you... Oh, Jesus Christ, I can smell weed. Oh, God, someone around here has been smoking weed. I don't like that. In fact, it's probably them in there. Bloody hell. Might call the police. No, I'm joking. I ain't no rat, but honestly, I feel like it. Let's have a good look. Yeah, probably those guys. Anyway, where was I? Hopefully I've not got second-hand, you know, spike. Hopefully I've not been second-hand spiked here with the drugs. But no, where was I going? Yes, it's going to be more kind of, think of like, again, this is a bit hypocritical. I was saying, trying to make myself stand out and be more unique, but barring Sam Sulek, all the kind of successful fitness creators, Israel, Doucette, Tennyson, Fazer, you know, anyone you can think of really, they all do kind of, not necessarily short form, but short clips, not just walking to the gym, train and go on back same every day. So I'm kind of going to implement a little bit of that tactic in terms of mixing things up a little bit, doing some fun things. I've got a list of about 100 ideas that I've got. Some of them, I don't know whether they'll be allowed on YouTube because they're a bit wild, to say the least, a bit crazy. They would do very well, I know they would if they were allowed on, because it's stuff that no one's ever done before. Kind of like boundaries no one's ever dared to push us, I suppose. And maybe I could be the guy to push them. But I don't know whether I've got the guts, because some of them are really outlandish. But like I say, the woodwork, I'm pretty confident of that. It's just the fact that they are very, very, like I say, pushing the boundary. Not necessarily in terms of like being offensive, but maybe some people would take offence to some of the ideas I've got. You guys are probably wondering what the hell has this guy got planned. Truth be told, I can't tell you, because someone else stealing my ideas. But no, there is some crazy things in there, some not so crazy as well. But it is going to get a little bit different in terms of me maybe filming a little bit in the house, filming what I'm eating, filming in the gym still, maybe some voiceover kind of content, just more vibrant kind of videos, more creative, I would say, rather than just this. But I did tell you, it's not just the gym stuff I've been doing. Last night I had, probably about an hour actually, I was writing up a script. The hell's going on over here? The hell? Some weird old noise coming from down in that grate. Let me tell you that. It's just some guy in the grate trying to get out or something. Jesus. This has been a strange walk already, hasn't it? But no, where was I? Yes, about an hour last night, I was typing up a script for a history YouTube video. My Twitch audience, there's a high demand from them for me to film a history YouTube video. And let me tell you, I have got a passion for history. You guys know this. Often the walk talks, I do probably find myself talking about history. And I have got a video in mind, going to be filmed later on today. Completely different, off topic, you know, but I guess it just shows the weirdness and wackiness of my brain from gym to wrestling to history to football. It's just all over the place. And like I say, I'm kind of putting eggs in all different baskets, and maybe I should just focus on filling up one basket before trying to fill up a second. I know that, but you know, I'm 17. I'm in no real rush. Now's the time to be taking risks. That van has just completely gone over the path. Good job I wasn't there. I'd have been run over my foot. But no, like I say, I'm 17. Now's the time for me to be trying things, seeing what I like, seeing what I don't like doing, just having fun, you know. And I do have fun with these videos, other than the fact my arm's bloody killing. But no, like I said, I do enjoy doing these. What I really enjoy is my streams on a night, you know, my WWE 2K streams. I don't know how many of you guys are watching from there. I know a lot of you do, but that's what I really do enjoy doing. I'm much better at live content in terms of having an audience to kind of play off. It's quite hard, it's like even this, 15 minutes, whatever it is, to just kind of come up with things to say without anyone saying anything back to you, you know? Whereas on Twitch, I might have 30 seconds of saying something and I can just react to what the chat's saying whilst I'm coming up with the next thing to say. It's a lot easier for me personally. I know a lot of people don't like that live aspect because you can't cut things, but I'm a big believer. I always say this, and perhaps it's quite controversial, I just always say, I cannot be cancelled. That whole cancel culture thing, I despise it, and I refuse to be a part of it. And you might think, well, you know, how can you avoid getting cancelled? But I've said some crazy things on my Twitch streams before, some accidental, some not. And quite frankly, I don't really understand how people can be cancelled. Unless you get to a massive mega star level and then do something terrible, then yeah, fair enough. I always say, I'm a big believer in freedom of speech to an extent. And I don't even like myself for saying that really, because I do believe in freedom of speech. But obviously there is an extent. If someone comes in my Twitch chat and starts spamming the N-word or just being very derogatory, then you lose your rights to freedom of speech, in my opinion. And it goes, for me, same goes in real life. I'm all for people giving their opinion, whether it's on religion, on politics, anything. Any opinion for me is a valid one. Not a valid one, but one that should be heard. I do believe in freedom of speech in that you know, case. But when it's just people, you know, these keyboard warriors mainly, who just come on and just say stupid things, that's when I think you lose your right to have that. And it does happen a lot on Twitch when you've got to like ban people or time people out when they're just, you know, like I say, to me they lose my respect and therefore lose their right, pardon me, to chat. But yeah, I don't really know where I'm going with that. Kind of a bit of a rant, and I tell you what, WrestleMania just happened, hasn't it? And my God, I was disgusted with WrestleMania Night 2 main event. Night 1 was crap up until the main event, which was outstanding. Night 2 was outstanding up until the main event, which was crap. It was completely the opposite. Tell you what, Raw After Mania did kind of salvage it, with Randy Orton coming on and then Braun Breaker, Rollins and Heyman, Becky Lynch heel turn. It was a pretty big show. But that Night 2 main event was just no good in my opinion. No problem at all with John Cena winning, but for one, where was The Rock? And for two, why on earth? I'm not a Travis Scott fan, but I'm not just going to make this personal between Travis Scott and me. Not that he knows who I am, but no celebrity, no matter whether I like them or I don't, should be getting anywhere near a WrestleMania main event, yet alone one of the most historic moments in sports entertainment history, with John Cena winning his 17th World Championship. For me, it's disgraceful. Travis Scott should be nowhere near that. No celebrity should. It's a joke, if you ask me. I'm getting across there. Thank you. Boom, perfect. Some kind people letting me across the road. I shall thank them dearly. But no, we are very nearly here. My arm is aching. It's leg day. Not a good combo. Not a good combo, but no. Let's get in there and start off with hopefully a leg press, maybe extensions, depending on what's available. Hell, maybe we'll even start with hamstring curls to really, you know, jazz things up, give the workout a little bit of razzmatazz. But no, we're nearly there. So I shall see you guys in the gym for whatever leg movement we are doing first. Because to be honest, I'm running out of things to say. See you guys in there. Okay guys, most of the leg machines are taken, so we're going to start something a bit different today on abs, some leg raises to kick things off. Don't often film these, so it's going to be interesting. I was watching Phil Heath train with Jay Cutler the other day, And Phil Heath was giving Wesley Vissers some leg advice actually, and he was telling him to do some lunges with dumbbells, and then I think Bulgarian split squats, but mainly the lunges. So let me know in the comments, are those two exercises that are worth implementing in my leg routine? I've heard good things about the lunges and the split squats, so like I said, please do let me know. But let's do some abs to kick things off before legs. I felt good. Like I said, I'm not, as you could probably tell by that set, there's two ways you can do them. You can kind of like bring your knees in or legs up, I'm not sure. The leg up one feels better on the abs. But yeah, that felt like a decent old set. We'll do probably 2 of these, then 2 machine crunches, and then we'll move on to legs. I mean, often I find myself skipping abs, so maybe it's, pardon me, a good idea to throw them in before legs. But yeah, what was pretty on point this morning was the breakfast. 53 grams of protein in there, so that's definitely sufficient as someone who really does not like eating breakfast. I had a banana, an oat protein bar, and then a protein shake. I despise breakfast. There's no foods that I like. I don't like bacon, sausage, eggs. There's nothing I like. I'm never really hungry in the morning anyway, so I'm a guy that likes to cram in the calories later on during the day. But I tell you what, I'm noticing some decent progress, so I'm pleased with the way things are going on this 100-day bulk. There might be an emergency cut ready for the holiday though, we will see. Might have to do that. I have to cut the 100 days early, but we'll see. We shall see. Let's move on to the second set of these leg raises anyway. The gym's pretty quiet this morning, which is nice. I can literally see about 6 people. Maybe 10. But yeah, nice and quiet. Let's go on to the second set of these leg raises. Okay, we've got some FIFA 15 songs on, I do believe. My Type, Saint Motel. The FIFA 15 soundtrack was so damn good. Not to mention, you know, Avicii on there with the Knights. It's just such a classic soundtrack in my opinion. Well, here we go. Second set, leg raises. Let's do this. There is a little weight belt there, as you might be able to see. Maybe that is something that might need to be added in the future, because I did get about 16 repetitions on that last set. But anyway, let's go and see what we can get this time. Yep. Yeah. Oh. Definitely do feel that. I'm gonna go on to the ab crunch machine. I think this gets you lower abs and that gets you upper abs. I'm not 100% sure. I've heard something along the lines. But I'll tell you what, I am whipping the Project Rock today, the full outfit. I've got the trousers, the top, and then the hoodie, all Project Rock. Let me tell you, I'm kind of pissed off with that guy at the minute, Dwayne Johnson. The fact he didn't show up at WrestleMania, that was cheap in my opinion. I do like the guy, like his clothing range, but he should have been there at Mania, shouldn't he? Definitely in my opinion. Instead of that no good piece of shit Travis Scott anyway. But anyway, I'm going to move on to some crunches. Okay, it's my first time ever filming these, I believe. The machine ab crunch. Let's go, 54 kg loaded up. Not a bad machine. This is probably my favourite ab exercise. I know a lot of people do it on the cables, but I quite like this one. I've got the Quicksilver song playing. Which one? I'll let you guys guess. Sweet Dreams or Time in a Bottle. They're both in my playlist, but I do prefer one of them. Let's go. Hopefully he turns up at Avengers Doomsday, you know. That would be good. Let's go. Okay. I think the seat needs to be a little bit lower than that actually. Low as it can go. And let's up the weight a touch. Go for a few less repetitions and a bit more on the way. So what I will say is my best ever set in the gym ever, like just one singular set on anything, was on here. Something just clicked. I've got no idea how. I've got no idea how to do it again. I mean, what I will say is something happened that day that kind of hit me. And this set on here, for some reason, my mind, it was as if I wasn't even here. I wasn't even in the gym. It was just something took over me, and the set was unbelievable. Never felt anything like it in any of my muscles. If every set was like that, I'd be jacked. But honestly, like I say, I don't know how you recreate that. But I mean, like I say, something quite big did happen that day that maybe instilled some kind of emotion, grit to really get the set done. But bizarre, and like I say, perhaps we'll never recreate that. Hopefully we do. But yeah, I do remember it. It was in February, early February. That's all I remember. Well, yeah, I remember quite a bit of it, but kind of personal and private, so I won't get into it. But yeah, very good set it was. But anyway, I doubt I'll recreate that in this workout at least. But I will do one more set here of ab crunches, and then we shall move on to what are we going to do? Leg press, leg extension, something along the lines. We'll see what's free, and then we'll kind of do that little circular like we always do. The leg press, extensions, and hamstring curls are all together, so pretty handy for me. Maybe I should do more, like I say, some lunges, some dumbbell lunges over there, or some split squats, or something like that. But it's early days. If I ever need, if my legs become stubborn and won't grow, then I can always incorporate other movements like that. Maybe even just like front squats. I'm not a fan of back squats, if I'm being honest, but perhaps some front squats. I can feel a sneeze coming on. One moment. Oh God, when you got a sneeze coming? Oh God. I thought it wasn't going to come. That's me. Let's go. That's my cue for the next set. Let's get a different song on. Come on. Oh yeah, basic ergonomics, man. If Cena turns heel, so do I. And I very nearly did. In was it March? Yeah, it was March. Cena turned heel in early March. I very nearly followed in his footsteps about 10 days later. Again, personal private matter that shall not be told. Crazy old year, but let's go. Yep. Whew. Yeah. Oh, okay. Good set. Decent old set. Let's move on. Some form of leg movement because we've done enough here on abs. I've done calves first, by the way. I didn't film those, but we have done calves already. So calves complete, abs complete. And one of the fun parts, I suppose you could say, the quads and the hamstrings, and God knows whatever else is in your leg. Let's go. Okay, warm-up sets are done. It is time for the first working set of leg extensions here. These are horrible. These are genuinely always horrible. But let's do them. I saw Hani Rambod with Wesley Visses about a week ago doing these leg extensions, and I did notice that I do come down too fast, it is hard when you're going quite heavy. It's just quite heavy weight for me personally, 66 kg. Obviously for some of you guys that'd be lightweight, baby, but for me it's quite heavy. But I'm going to try and use the advice that Hani was given. Like I say, if you're going to take advice from anybody, how many times has Hani coached somebody to win the Olympia? I mean, Chris Bumstead 6 times, Phil Heath, Jay Cutler, the list goes on. So you do want to be listening to Hani Rambod, in my opinion. So I'm going to try and implement what he said, try and go slower on the way down, partials if needed. You don't need to lock up on the top, he said. Can do, but obviously you don't need to. Let's get the music on. Kevin Leverone's favourite, Creed. I do like Kevin Leverone. Let's go. Got the hiccups, man. All that protein. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, Jesus Christ. These are just genuinely horrible. These leg extensions, honestly. I mean, I always say the leg press is probably my least favourite out of any exercise here in the gym, but the feeling of these, it's unbelievable, seriously. Maybe I could have gone 1 or 2 more reps there. I left a couple in the tank, but I pushed a lot closer to failure than I have done in the past, so it's not bad. I need a good minute or 2. Bit heavier, final working set. Then we'll move on to either leg press or hamstring curls, depending on what we've got available to us. Jeez. Let's go and get a drink, clear the head, and get back here for one final working set. Ugh. Right, final working set here. Continuing with the Creed kind of mood. Going from, what's it called? One last breath, is it? Is it one last breath? I don't know, the 6 feet one. 6 feet, yeah, I don't know what it's called. I think that's what it's called anyway. They're not my usual kind of, band I'd listen to, but I saw Kevin LeBron on the treadmill listening to them and I thought, that sounds quite good. So I added it to the playlist, so it is good. But let me tell you, that last set was brutal. And this one, 7 kg heavier, probably lower rep range, maybe 6 to 8. We'll see what we can get as close to failure as possible. And then leg press and curls, and then we're done. It's not the heaviest of days in terms of volume legs, but I'll tell you what, I'd have to walk home today, so not good at all. Might have to waddle home if the legs are hurting that much, but enough chatter. Let's get into it. I can't postpone it any longer. Jesus Christ, 12 reps. Really try to slow it down on the last 2. Again, probably left a couple in the tank there, annoyingly. Damn, disappointed in myself. I'm gonna go and see what's available. I might go into hamstring curls because the quads need a bit of a break, I think, before we go into any leg press. I'll see you guys whatever we're doing next that I am done in after them extensions. Wow. Right, time for some hamstring curls. I've seen a few suspect videos on these on the old TikTok in terms of people filming from obscure camera angles and whatnot, like having the camera down there and it looking like something else is going on. Maybe we'll have to recreate that one time as a nice little joke, but for now, let's not. Serious hamstring curls. Let's go. Whew. Jesus Christ. I can't really go down on enough for the stretch there. I might adjust the machine a little bit. I'd like to be able to go a little bit further down. Let's go that way and see what happens. And then go on with the second working set of hamstring curls. Okay, final set of hamstring curls here. I've adjusted the machine a slight touch, so hopefully we can get a nice stretch on the way down. Let's go. A bit heavier as well. Yep. Okay, let's move on. That was a hell of a set. Oh God, a burn. Wow. Okay, first working set. I'll tell you what, it might have been a mistake to train hamstrings before leg press. I've done a few warm-ups and it feels heavier than last time, as Greg Doucette would say. So maybe I need to try harder than last time. 93 kg loaded up. Let's do this. Yep. Tell you what, the hamstrings are done. Jesus Christ. Oh God. I'll tell you what, guys, I am not going to be able to go any heavier than that. The hamstrings train first. I don't think that was a good idea. That's a lesson for next time. But I'm going to have to call it a day because the hamstrings are completely done in. And like I said, I can't go any heavier than that. It's not physically possible. Oh, bit annoying, but one session, it won't matter. And yeah, that'll culminate the leg workout. I'm absolutely sweating more than ever. Wow. Thank you all for watching. And I will, oh yeah, I suppose I will see you all in the next one, which will be, I don't know what it'll be, because it won't be tomorrow for chest and arms. I'll see you guys when I see you. Keep an eye out for all of the content coming on the TikTok, as I mentioned. And yeah, hopefully a few new ideas. I'm so tired, I can't even get the outro done. See you all in the next one. Enjoy your day. Goodbye.